Good morning, everybody. It's Afro Think Tank. I just woke up and I said, you know, what kind of information am I going to disseminate this morning, huh? What new thing can I talk about that ain't nobody talking about, all right, that can be useful for everybody, all right? So, you know, my first video today will be talking about flock cameras. That's right. You ever heard of that? Flock cameras? Yeah. They're the new traffic cameras, Big Brother. All right, AI-powered cameras that's recording your license plates, the dents on your car, your face if you show it, right? The color everywhere you go. All right, you ain't even got to be doing anything wrong. This AI camera is following you everywhere you go. There are thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of these cameras violating your privacy every single day as you go from point A to point B. And no one asked you if it was okay, right? So on top of the tickets, there's top of the private companies that ticket you for driving slightly too fast, you know, going with the flow of traffic. Because I remember taking the driver's test, and if you pick go to speed limit, you were wrong. But if you pick go with the flow of traffic, you were right. But if you go with the flow of traffic, you're also getting hit with a bunch of tickets, a bunch of unjustified tickets that's charging you ridiculous amounts of money for absolutely no reason, if you really think about it. Right now, I understand the school zones, that makes sense, right? But they put these cameras everywhere, especially where they know they can make money, in black neighborhoods, in poor white neighborhoods, in Latino neighborhoods. But you don't see none of these cameras in those rich, developed neighborhoods, them white neighborhoods. There's no, those rich white neighborhoods, they don't have any of these flock cameras and these, the ticket cameras. They don't got none of that. They don't have to be inconvenienced. Their schools don't have to be inconvenienced with these intrusive devices. As a matter of fact, they take privacy very seriously, and they don't like to be put on camera all the time. You know, these millionaires and billionaires. But yes, us regular peasants, us civilians, oh yeah, everywhere we go, we must be monitored by Big Brother. We're becoming China. Okay? We're becoming China. At this point, it'd be absolutely stupid to do anything outside, right, that can be considered quasi-illegal because you're being recorded at all times. I don't see why anybody getting fight. You're being recorded at all times. Don't commit a crime. You're being recorded at all times. All right? Everything you do, you're being recorded because some rich fucker, all right, invented some or probably stole the technology from somebody else who already invented it, found a way to make another $1 billion by calling his other $1 billion friend and say, hey, let's set up these cameras everywhere so we can get them on tickets. We can find these peasants anytime they try to fight again. They can find you. Do you understand? This has more implications than just, extra protection from dangerous drivers. They're trying to make sure if you ever step out of line and try to rage against the machine and then hop into your vehicle and, legally drive from point A to point B, they know where you at. They know where you going. These are private companies. We're being taken over by private companies owned by billionaires who are the children of the people who enslaved Africans. Do you understand what's happening here? America's only 250 years old. For 250 years, these rich oligarchs have been passing their money down to their children and their grandchildren. These are the same piece of shits who have ruined the world. Their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren are trying to take over with technology, with AI. We're moving into another colonial era, and that's an AI colonial era, where rich billionaires who can do what they want, go where they want, have as many little children as they want on any island that they decide to buy, whether it belongs to people or not, right? They can do whatever they want behind the privacy of their money, while everybody else need to be watched, monitored, and corralled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about this morning. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this in the comment section. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Have Americans finally had it with this mass surveillance system? That is a flock safety camera. It's an artificial intelligence automated license plate reader. I've reported on Flock before, and if there's one thing people in the comments can agree on, it's their hatred of this. That's because at least 90,000 Flock cameras across 6,000 communities read over 20 billion plates per month. All that information then gets uploaded into a giant shared database which can be accessed by law enforcement and government agencies. And no surprise, this raises a slew of issues. Like one Ohio man pulled over accused of stolen plates, attacked by police dogs, and jailed because Flock read the 7 on his plates as a 2. Or the Colorado woman accused of stealing a package and treated as guilty until proven innocent because Flock caught her driving 20 times in 1 month. Then there's the Arkansas couple that had a flock camera pointed right at their house, putting them and their guests under constant warrantless surveillance. And not to perpetuate stereotypes, but multiple cops and police chiefs have accessed flock hundreds of times to stalk their exes and current partners. But don't worry, you can stalk people too, because flock cameras are hackable in under 30 seconds. They can be turned into a personal spy device, run on an Android operating system discontinued in 2021, and didn't even have two-factor authentication until it recently came out that they didn't. YouTuber Ben Jordan even found 51 vulnerabilities with flock and said accessing them is so easy, 12-year-olds could do it. We don't condone the destruction of flock cameras, but we're also not surprised the public has reached their boiling point. One Virginia man now faces 19 felonies and 6 misdemeanors for destroying 13 cameras over 6 months. In Michigan, police used flock to catch this guy who caused about 10 grand in damage to cameras. And Oregon vandals / patriots, depending who you ask, cut down 9 flock cameras, leaving some with colorfully worded stickers. Flock cameras in California, Connecticut, and Illinois have also been destroyed. So, did Americans take notes from Britain's Blade Runners?
If you blinked, you might have missed the fact that over 100,000 AI-powered surveillance cameras were quietly installed across the US. They're tracking your every move, and today I want to talk about a tool you can use to figure out where they are, because you might be shocked to find one even on your own property. Now, share this video with someone who doesn't know about Flock, because it's one of the greatest threats to our freedom and privacy as Americans. The company claims that watching our every move will help prevent crime, but we've already featured a handful of absolutely wild headlines over on Interval, including how Flock employees accessed cameras inside a children's gymnastics center, to a handful of cops that were caught using these cameras to track exes and stalk strangers. Both fantastic reports from 404 Media. And while Flock was bold enough to respond to my last video, they had no response to this comment. So to see where Flock cameras were installed, go to dflock.org. We're currently seeing roughly 110,000 cameras, and we can see a list of roughly 100 cities that are currently rejecting Flock. Great on them. Hopefully this is just the start. The map shows you hotspots with the most installs. Florida looks a little crazy, so let's zoom in there. And it's important to note, it doesn't matter if there's a Flock camera just where you live, but where you also travel matters greatly. If you've passed any of these cameras a number of times, you're feeding more data into the system. It's tracking your license plates, and over time, it maps your movements and your life, where you go and when. I'm the founder of Interval News. We're on a mission to highlight the stories that really matter right now. This should be on the front page of every major platform, but of course it isn't, and my videos are getting taken down. So I hope I catch you over on interval.news, and if I break through the shadow ban, maybe in the next one.
Cameras acting as an extra set of eyes up high, now brought to the ground, their lenses covered in spray paint, an American flag waving on top. But who did this and why?
Yeah, I didn't realize that the cameras were there until you actually pointed that out.
Juan Rodriguez's business, Spar Houston, is located by Washington Avenue and Westcott, where this happened. These are Flock cameras, meant to read license plates and alert police if they're connected to crimes. Rodriguez says he didn't see who did this, but he's left wondering why they did.
That's what it sounds like it would be. Somebody just protesting, their rights are being violated or something like that.
Flock cameras have been used in the city of Houston since 2021, according to the company. The Houston Police Department tells us they were notified that the cameras were damaged on the morning of July 4th. As far as the repair costs, HPD says it depends on who is responsible for these specific cameras. While some cameras are installed through city contracts, others are done with neighborhoods or private groups that choose to share footage with police. HPD couldn't say who was responsible for these. They say this is an ongoing investigation.
Flock cameras are old news. The new one they're using is called Signal Trace. It's basically an add-on for these license plate reader cameras. And what it does is it takes every signal from every device in your car as you drive past it and logs it. It builds a profile of all of your devices and the devices of anyone who's in the car with you. It can detect any kind of electronic signal, but it particularly uses Bluetooth. So it can track everything that uses Bluetooth down to your tire pressure sensor. In order to avoid this signal trace technology, here is what you should not do. Do not buy a car older than 2008 that does not have an infotainment system or Bluetooth tire pressure sensor. Do not click that orange link that takes you to a 5-pack of Faraday bags for like 27 bucks. Do not place all of your devices like smartwatches, earbuds, cell phones, key fobs inside of those Faraday bags while driving. Faraday bags block any and all electronic signal coming from devices inside the bag. This is getting really serious. This is going way beyond just license plate and facial recognition. It's now to the point where every single device that emits a signal inside of the vehicle is being tracked and logged to build a profile on you. So, new rule for riding in my car, folks. You are not allowed to have a device outside of a Faraday bag.
Flock cameras are everywhere now, but what even are they and why are they such a big issue? If you've gone on social media literally any time this year, you've heard of these cameras. They're not speed cameras, they're not red light cameras. They're specifically designed for surveillance, supposedly only for police departments and criminals, but you and I both know that's not really true. And that's because they work on a network of AI-assisted cameras that not only store data about your car in a central database, but can memorize details as small as dents, scratches, and even the sticker on the side of your window. And like I said, it uses AI for all of this and can even tell if you're a frequent visitor. Now, the problem with this is that different from a red light or speed camera, it doesn't go off when it's triggered. It's just constantly recording every car that passes by, just collecting and saving that data. For us car people and even regular people, what this means is that everything we do is being watched and saved in real time. And we can completely say goodbye to any privacy we thought we had. But as a car guy, I'll be the first to admit that not everything we do is completely legal. Racing, speeding, anything like that we can say goodbye to because they'll be able to track us even without a license plate. And you might think you have nothing to worry about because you follow the law and you don't speed, but this is just the first step. If we let them do this, it's going to get to the point sometime in the future where if you accidentally run a red light, your account is just going to be charged and there's going to be no disputing it because they have everything on camera. The bigger problem here is that what once started as license plate readers to catch criminals has now turned the US into a mass surveillance state where everything that you do is being watched, tracked, and saved by AI and the government.
The federal government has access to more than 83,000 flock cameras around the country through a searchable AI-powered database, according to an investigation. It's already used the system to surveil protesters, profile by race, target immigrants, and threaten reproductive rights. That's terrifying, but some cities are fighting back. Officials claim Flock's purpose is to scan license plates to help solve crime, but they actually do much, much more. The always listening cameras turn the footage into an AI-powered searchable database beyond just vehicle data, accessible without a warrant. And guess what? Most cities and police departments with Flock cameras join a nationwide network. EFF's 2025 investigation exposed how the government has access to at least 83,000 cameras, using them to search by race, track protesters, and locate those who get abortions. It's a system ripe for abuse without the guardrails to prevent it. It's why there are already dozens of cases of cops using it to stalk exes or partners, and it's why the cameras keep getting innocent people in trouble. Not to mention the security flaws, and they aren't small. Researcher Ben Jordan found at least 70 cameras accessible through a commercial search engine. No password required. The latest to reject the cameras is the city of Woodburn, Oregon, joining at least 73 others. Hopefully more will follow because we're living under tyranny and it's time to wake up.
These patriots are out here at night cutting down flock cameras with power tools. These aren't regular traffic lights. These are the license plate readers the police use to track every movement you make. Look at the shirts. Don't call the police. This isn't random destruction. It's people taking a stand against their freedoms being stripped away by an Orwellian surveillance system that's been quietly rolled out across cities with zero real oversight. Flock cameras log millions of plates every day and hand that data straight to law enforcement and the open internet. No warrants needed in lots of places, just constant tracking of regular people. When the state builds an eye in the sky on every corner and treats everyone like a suspect, don't act shocked when people start pointing green lasers at them.
You search for your enemies in the darkness. Yet your greatest enemy has always been staring you back in the mirror. Your fear, your doubt, your weakness. I don't need to defeat you. In the end, you'll defeat yourself. And that is why I have already won.
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.